Ladies and gentlemen, the good follower of our channel and supporter of all things hockey, the great former Washington Capital Bob Sirois did a book many years ago about Quebec Major Junior Hockey League prospects not getting a real chance at the NHL, like players that were drafted well below the first rounds. And he should be talking from experience because his brother, Rich Sirois, was one of the best Q goalies of the late 1970s. But despite some good numbers in minor pro and being drafted twice, he never made it to the show. Almost had a cup of coffee with St. Louis in '82. We'll talk about that. Now, Rich Sirois, typical Quebec goalie, 6 feet, 181. During his first season in Quebec Major Junior Hockey League with the Sherbrooke Castle, his team won the President's Cup and he advanced to the 75 Memorial Cup Finals, where he lost to the Toronto Marlies, who were the Ontario champions. Now, after being traded the following season, he played the final year in the QMJHL with the Laval National, and with 69 games, led the association in contests played by a goalie. Now, we all thought he was going to go quite high. However, he was drafted in the 5th round, 85th overall, by the Sabres in his 77 entry draft. He decided not to play with Buffalo that season, and he never signed a contract. He played one season with the Milwaukee Admirals of the IHL, and the following season, again, he became a free agent, didn't sign with Buffalo, and was drafted again by the Washington Capitals in the 78 draft. One of the few, what they call minor pro players to be drafted in the 1970s, and one of the few to be drafted twice. After that, he decided to spend one season in the Swiss National League in 78. He then returned to North America and played 6 more seasons in the I with the Admirals and the Peoria Prancers. Sirois eventually signed as a free agent with the Blues in the 82 NHL playoff season, but never played in the show. Now, Bob and Rich were the co-owners of the Montreal Roadrunners of the RHI for a while, and are also founders of the Continental Inline Hockey League from 90 to 95. Now, according to stats on hockeydatabase.com, he played 286 games and won a record 119 contests with the Admirals in the International Hockey League, and was a 3-time All-Star. Sirois led Milwaukee in games played by a goalie, 285, and ironically, he wore jersey number 57, one of the few goalies ever to wear that distinct number. Now, he was no stranger to international play, as in 1969, he was the goalie for the LSA Montreal team that represented Team Canada as a Pee Wee squad in the 1969-70 Hockey Tour exhibition in France. Now, when we look at that year that he was drafted in 78, a unique way that he got to the draft position that year. He got his start at Edmonton of the AJHL, again, before moving on to Sherbrooke. In Laval in 69, he had a 4.86 average, which is pretty good for Q with 2 shutouts. He was the Q's shutout leader in 77 with 2. Now, IHL All-Star first team, 82 in Milwaukee. Second team selection, 83. Again, IHL records, most wins, most shots faced in one season, 2,115. 1980, most saves in the season, 1859. And most consecutive starts by a goalie, 21 in 1980. He led the league in games played in 82, 83, in 82 and 83. Minutes leader in 82 and 83. Goals allowed leader in 82 and 83 for obvious reasons. Playoff shutouts leader for Milwaukee in 83. Games played leader with 11 in 83. Playoff minutes leader in 83 with 619. And the numbers don't tell the whole story. He became a legend in Milwaukee for the fans, and they call him the French sensation in the media. Now, I first heard about Rich when he was drafted by Washington, because we and my group of pals in the North Shore, Bob Sirois was starting to put up big numbers in Washington, scored, I think, 20, 25 goals the season his brother was drafted. And we felt there was going to be a Sirois brother connection with Washington, because Washington was starting to pick up with Marouk and some other key players, but it never worked out. But you have a chance, check out Bob's comments on how some of the Q players would not say rejected over the years, but weren't taken seriously, and Rich is an example of that. He's not lying when his own brother was involved. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. Give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share, and don't forget, keep your stick in the ice. Bye.